Yeah, well, me, hi, hello, lot of things. You're probably using my software. Last year, you all downloaded my things 30 billion times from NPM. So, don't tag me. Okay, we are going to talk about two things. You very often see, this is one of my favorite slides, by the way, see these kind of statements that XYZ will destroy Node.js. This was fun. And that XY will flip the default backend runtime from Node.js. This happened. These are quotes. Okay, so this talk is to answer one question to all of you. Is Node.js dead yet? Every single one tried to kill Node.js, and I don't know. Is it still dead? Is dead? No, it's not. There's one secret, one really dark secret in technology, and like everybody that tried to destroy some tech. Well, the first secret is that a technology that was born in 1959 is on the rise again. Do you know what it is? It's frigging COBOL. It's frigging COBOL. Okay? To be clear, this is a career in that kind of things. Okay? So, also jQuery recently released version 4 and is still powering a good chunk, most of the web so far. And by the way, if you're still using jQuery 1, you have a problem. But a lot of people still are. Okay, hi, Node.js 16th birthday. Okay, Node.js is one of the most popular technology according to Stack Overflow. Recently overcome by React, but still up there. Also, unfortunately, these graphs are not there yet. The last one was from 2024, then this site died. But it's a good comparison of the size of and growth of the NPM ecosystem versus the others. And NPM and Node is essentially two sides of the same coin, and the NPM ecosystem did a phenomenal thing and is the most popular open source registry out there of things to download. Modulo usage is growing more or less 50% every year, and it doubles every 2 years. You're downloading a lot of modules, guys. I don't know. It's not going down. It's not slowing. So some important stats is half of the downloads are header files. Do you know why? What are header files? Header files, when you have a binary add-on and you install a module from NPM, if you haven't installed the binary add-on every single time, you are downloading the header files to compile that binary add-on. It's done automatically for you. You have to do nothing. But every single time you do that, you compile some things, it downloads this header file. So this is why it's so massively downloaded everywhere. Okay. Also, a lot of downloads from Node overall were 271 million downloads for Node.js in December 2024. Okay. And in May was 375 million downloads per month. So apparently, you guys are still downloading Node even more. I have no clue why. Okay, you keep downloading new version. Well, I have some numbers here. Okay, so first of all, you're not updating Node.js. So we keep releasing new version of download, new versions of Node. Okay, and you're still downloading it. In fact, Node 12 is growing. Look over there. Oh, sorry. Why? Where is it? Come on. Okay. And here we go. Node 12 over there. You see the red one is rising. This, I have no clue.
It was fun because I used to love coming to planetariums as a kid, and now I get to stand in one and present. So yeah, great venue for a conference.
So one of the things I like the most about this conference is it's after a talk. There's a discussion room where you can just go talk with people about the thing.
In my 15 to 20 years of speaking, this is the nicest venue of any conference I have been to.
Yeah. Anyway, you're not updating Node, okay? Are you? Why are you not updating it? So, first of all, quick reminder. Quick check for the audience. How many of you are using Node 12? Okay, the downloads. Okay, no, I'm joking. So Node 18 has gone out of support in April. Huge amount of people are still using Node 18. In fact, we are going back here. Is very funnily is still downloaded 50 million times. You know, in May. It's insane. Okay, 50 million times in May, and is out of support. What are you going to do about it, guys? Sorry. Okay. Node 20 is in maintenance mode. What does it mean? It does not get in new features. It's only getting bug fixes. It's getting, security fixes, but, on a best effort situation. Node 22 is what's so-called active LTS. And Node 20 active LTS means it's getting new features every single time. Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about the new features that are coming and we have backported. In October, it will go into maintenance mode. And Node 24 is going to be the new active LTS. Please, guys, update. Something very important, and you can see it here, is that a lot of people skip a version, okay? So a lot of teams skip a version. This is Node 16, okay, going down, still downloaded, I don't know, 30 million times per month. I have no, sorry guys, I'm flabbergasted, okay? But a lot of teams are, you see that a lot of people are jumping from Node 16 to Node 20 straight away, okay? And, but the number of downloads are, as I say, growing and growing and growing and growing. The activity in the organization is growing, okay? A lot of pull requests open, a lot of PRs open in the project. Lot of things happening, a lot of new people showing up and contributing. In fact, there's been a lot of, more or less, the activity is going very well. Number of incoming pull requests is stable, but there is still a lot of new features, a lot of new things being worked on. So something very important is about updates, okay, and security. So the Node project works very hard to keep you all safe and give you a nice security release every quarter. Do you like our security releases? Maybe, probably not, okay? We don't like them either, but it's, we live in this world. We receive a lot of submissions, okay? Something about between 20 and 30 per month, which is a lot. Imagine that you need to, for each one of them, you need to triage them privately, and 90% are completely bogus. And it's a lot of work that happens underneath the scene. And it's a lot, there is a threat model, please read it. There is a lot of them are valid, but, And we usually respond very quickly. So we respond in less than a day. It's very active. And the time for triaging, so we respond, we say, hi, start some questions, and then we do the final triaging in a day or so, in a few days, which is pretty good. Some of these was funded by a fund called Alpha Omega. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but you probably should. It's great. And it gives us some funding to streamline our security and to have some people working on it. And this is the only amount of money that Node.js has, by the way. So if you think how Node.js is giving it to you, is volunteers, people, and generic love, okay? And in fact, the funding was cut in half in 2025. So you see, we got 300, 275, 300, and now 150. Okay. Few things that are coming to Node. First of all, we have require ESM. I don't know if you've heard. Okay, it's there. You can do require ESM, Okay, it just works out of the box. Okay, if you're using latest Node. Also, .mjs is not needed anymore because nobody liked that Michael Jackson script. And so you can just run it, and it just works. Okay, it will complain, tell you, hey, this is a warning. If you load files this way, it'll probably be a little bit slower, but yeah, do this to update. Anyway, finally, we run TypeScript out of the box. But the applause is for Marco Ippolito that implemented this and is speaking about it in extenso in the next talk. So I will leave it to him to do. Look in the agenda, go watch his talk. It's fantastic. You should technically absolutely look at it. We hope to get this. It's unflagged in 24, and we hope to get it stable by the time the 24 goes LTS, which is very important. And hopefully, finger crossed, we can get it unflagged on Node 22. We'll see. So, very important thing, there was a change in V8, and that allowed us to improve the performance of OpenTelemetry tracing by roughly 7%, which is pretty solid, I would have to say. It also makes a lot of things based on async local storage significantly faster. So you probably want to check it out. There is a lot of new things coming with that, thanks to that. Anyway, async local storage got faster. Your OpenTelemetry integration got faster, which is great. I have some benchmarks if you want them. I need to open source that repo. Last but not least, explicit resource management or using. I don't know if you're familiar with this new feature of TC39. It's you can do using a variable, and that variable will be automatically you can do essentially a finalizer or a deallocation when you exit the scope. It already works for timers, okay, and other APIs on Node 24, but we are in the plan on adding this through all of them. Why this is useful? Because you can essentially you will be able to use a file or use a stream, and those will be automatically deallocated and cleaned up correctly, especially if there is a native resource underneath. And it's also worth sync and async, so it's pretty great. We stabilized the permission system. You know, a lot of companies have been complaining, saying, well, a lot of people say, but Node.js is not secure. Well, we have the permission system, it's there. There is a lot of tutorials and things that you can use. And it allows you to essentially constrain the part of the file system that your process can read and write. We are also adding networking soon. Pretty good. So, are you still using Node? Are you using any of the modern features of Node, or are you still stuck in 2015? Okay. So, a couple more things. Node.js needs you. Node.js needs volunteers. Node.js needs collaborators. It's the key part there is Node. We need people. Why? Because Node.js is as an open governance model. And what does this mean? Well, we are part of a foundation, and there is nobody that is actually paid by the foundation to work on the project. Okay? So, minus the security things. What does it mean? It means that Node.js is governed by its collaborators, and they contribute to the Node.js project. They are all volunteers. Some of them are volunteered by their company that gives you, a salary for putting bread on the table. But the project is run by the collaborators. What does the technical steering committee do? The technical steering committee is the governing body, and it always acts when the collaborators do not agree. There are 100+ people. What's the chances of 100+ people not agreeing? So anyway, not necessarily that. Usually people can find a compromise, okay? But generically, this is the situation. We said, so the technical steering committee, which I'm part of, set the release dates, quality, and so on and so forth. The bits, when we disagree, the TSC votes. Okay, that's what we do. When there is a disagreement, we vote. That's it. So this means that no one can control Node. Okay, there is only a very limited number of people of the same company, the Node.js TSC. So essentially means that Node.js cannot be controlled. And usually each collaborator has to compromise to achieve its objectives and goals. It's very important to note open governance. There is no benevolent dictator. There is no. We tried all of that. We tried companies, the benevolent dictator. Nothing worked for Node. Okay, so it's a community project. What does it mean? Is there is nobody to fix your bugs. Okay, so if you have a bug, probably the best person to fix your bugs is you. Let me clarify that. We could fix some bugs. You can probably try to find a collaborator to help you fix the bug, but most of the time you are responsible for your own. There are a few companies out there that can help you if you want to contact them, but generically the project is not, fixing your bugs. So, okay, I have 3 more minutes and I have a few gifts for you. The first gift is an ebook that we wrote. Is free. You can download and scan. You pay with your email. 250 pages or something of goodness. So we condense a bunch of stuff. You can download. It's free. Okay, but you will get emails. Thank you. It's authored by Platformatic, my company. So that's it. Okay. Then I wanted to talk a little bit about some stuff that I released last year, which is an application server for Node.js, which makes your applications enterprise grade out of the box. What it does, it runs your application in it's streamlined multi-threading, running multiple Node.js applications within the same thread, within the same process using threading, and standardizing probe, logs, metrics, OpenTelemetry, and so on and so forth. These allowed us to do a few good things. Well, we made it run PHP. I don't know if you saw the announcement, but I'm going to recap. You can, thanks to our new tech, Platformatic tech, we are able to run PHP inside Node.js as a native add-on on a separate thread. So you could essentially create a single process in which you have your Next.js application and your PHP application. Now, I'm going to speed run an installation of WordPress here. So we have just downloaded WordPress, and I'm starting WordPress using npm start. And all of these works essentially inside Node, thanks to a native add-on that is compiled. That is a full version of PHP 8.4 compiled down. And you just need to essentially configure, install it, and it will just essentially work. How does it work? It runs PHP on a separate thread. And in that way, it can block and do all those things. Also, you can use it to run it alongside your, I don't know, Next.js application or either front-end stuff, which is pretty cool. And here I miss speed running it because I didn't have enough time. So anyway, what we do, we need to configure both apps. So we have the Next.js application here and the PHP application. So we have a PHP and we need to build next. Okay. And yay, fantastic, build, and we build, you go. Multiple mistakes, you see. I'm human. And running it and npm starting it, and you see here is the full thing for PHP. It needs a little bit of tweaks for parameters and WordPress, and then Next.js is there. Now, how do you connect Next.js with PHP? You just need to change your page and specify a different URL, and then we can do what we can do is we can have a full headless PHP rendered by a full blog rendered by Next. Cool. Thank you very much. I have the book. If you need any help with Node.js, please reach out. Matteo at platformatic.dev. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Matteo. So the first question here is, what happened in 2022 with the peak in module count on NPM?
Spam.
Good answer. All right, next question. Do you think the billions of Node.js downloads indicate some huge inefficiency? Could the majority of automated builds and test runners be driving these numbers up?
There is definitely a good chunk that is done by CI systems. Okay, a lot of them are done in that way. But also it's also telling us that people are testing their libraries and their applications against those systems. So they are still a proxy. Like the total number might be skewed, but the fact that people are still testing their systems against Node 12 or Node 8, don't. This is a long conversation. Okay, it's a problem. Now, consider this problem. The Node team, I was not involved in it, ended up having to completely redo the infrastructure for running those downloads, because essentially we were if our download side was going down, we will have people with pitchforks on Twitter and so on in like 5 minutes. And we had essentially to completely re-architect the full system. It's now being powered by Cloudflare workers and a global distribution network based on their R1 database, because it was literally not like publishing a new release would wreck the CDN and stuff, and it will cause problems. So we had to redo the full thing.
Wow. All right. Next question here. If Node.js were being invented today, what's one major architectural or other decision you think would be done differently?
Oh, I have infinite amount. Like Node.js grow too fast, too quickly. We all know that, okay? And there are a lot of things in there that we cannot change and fix due to some very powerful module, not popular module being using internals. And this is part of the problem, okay? Like part of the problem is a lot of internals are accessible, and a lot of early users, early popular modules, started to monkey patch internals to get there where they wanted. And what happened was that we cannot change some of those internals, because otherwise we'll break everybody. And so what I would not do is, what I will change is mostly how HTTP is implemented and how the HTTP server is done. I want to change that at some point in the future, if I could. I'm trying to do some lobbying against a very popular framework called Express. You know the Express, right? To stop monkey patching Node. And so once that stops, we can probably get it done.
Nice. This is a good one. Sometimes contributing to Node.js code is hard. Do you think those frictions will be reduced? Do you think those frictions will reduce the possibilities for new features?
So, okay. Contribute to Node.js. I presume Node.js core. Okay, Node.js itself. Yes and no. Like some features can be implemented in JavaScript, and it's quite feasible to do that. Some other feature will require some C++ skills, okay, which you could learn, but it's a little bit more of a gap. And this has always been there. And the biggest gap has always been C++, not really anything else. So it's not. It has not changed. It has not stopped the project from growing. People learning C++ have learned C++. So, if you want, it's possible. It's just the way of life, unfortunately.
Awesome. Here's a highly upvoted one. What can you say about people comparing Node.js with Dino?
Oh, I really like Dino. It's a great architecture. It's probably the how a lot of things about Node will be done today in a lot of ways. In others, it's They recently ended up re-implementing or lifting a lot of the Node.js source code to re-implement the Node.js compatibility. So the goal, I think, is to have most of Node.js apps run straightforward to them. And it's that's my take. I have no other take.
Yeah, and somebody also asked about Bun as well in another question, so we might as well throw that one in there if you have any extras.
It's the game here for them is about node compatibility. They are two are startups, and they are great. And I hope them all the best success.
Yeah.
I hope they don't destroy Node. So this is the.
What are the reasons behind running PHP in Node.js?
So the main reason is a lot of people have a lot of PHP system out there. You can probably ask, and you can. There is still some, and a lot of them wants to keep them running and keep them as in so-called headless mode. I don't know, you've seen this term coined a lot of times. First time I was working in such an application was in, I think, 2017 with a very popular newspaper using WordPress for editing, and then wanted to use React for their front end. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good architecture, and that works very well. There's a lot of software built in PHP these days that probably is not going away anytime soon.
Tons, yeah. What do you think? Why is module resolution Node still widely used over Node, Next, or Bundler in the TS config?
Because people don't update their software and their stack. It's the generic bit. They coded that in maybe that is a little bit later. It's not 2015. Maybe that is 2017 or 2019. And then I've also seen some very down leveling to ES5 in some of those TS configs. So you should probably take a look at your TS config, your tooling toolchain, and then start modernizing that. It requires care.
Is there any work being done around native testing, like test code in the same file as runtime code or module mocking?
This is possible already. We shipped node::test out there. It does work, okay? You could potentially use it in the same file. I probably will not recommend it in any form or fashion, but if that's your poison, you pick your poison. You do you. Module mocking is supported on ESM, and I think also CommonJS too. It just works as well. So yes, those features are already available.
Nice. Here's an interesting one. Will there ever be an official replacement for NPM?
So, okay, let's talk about, this is important. We have the NPM registry, okay, and the NPM client. The NPM registry contains the list of all the modules you download every day. I don't think there will ever be a replacement for the registry, okay? On the client side, this is a good question, okay? I don't think so, personally, because it's still the official client for the registry. So I hope there will be movement on that side from NPM and GitHub, from GitHub itself, that is the maintainer and steward of the registry and the official client. So, but it needs to come from them, essentially.
All right. If people are updating Node.js every 2 LTS versions, is it worth it to update the schedule around that?
No, because it's still picking up a lot of usage, and we can actually do a lot of things there. So we want to ship new feature and let you test new features as quickly as possible, and also find the bugs as quickly as possible. If we'd only update it every 2 years, you will be losing some of the security things. So we have only more or less a 3-year-ish time window for OpenSSL support. After the 3 years window, we get we don't get OpenSSL updates and security fixes anymore. And that's why we need to do essentially this rolling thing every year. So you get updated OpenSSL and so on. if we did it every 2 years, basically there will be a moment where there will only be a version being supported. Very small moment when the two things will be completely out of sync. And that will be, I think, problematic for a lot of users.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Matteo. This has been awesome.
Thank you.
And that was great.
Thank you. Bye.